What's Happening Hoke show is filmed before a live audience and is brought to you by Rockfish Motor Speedway, the Rock of Hoke, nunboys.com, and GPS Photography and Video, gpsphotoandvideo.com. What's Happening Hoke? Glenn Young alongside Hal. He's back. Welcome to the What's Happening Hoke show. We're at 2950 Lindsay Road. Come on down and watch the show. We are here live, and we're taping our podcast for the What's Happening Hoke show.
4 p.m. every Thursday.
Every Thursday, 4 p.m., 4 to 5. We're streaming live, of course, on our YouTube channel. Not live, but we're streaming our previous shows.
Right, you go back
and look.
How many now? About 60?
What, as far as videos?
Yes.
Well, we up to about 70 something. I hung 3 this week. So I mean,
master right here.
Like and share our Facebook page, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hey, let's get to it, man. The weather is what it is.
Hey,
it's
last
hot.
week
it's
y'all
summer.
talked about how hot it was. Earl's over here.
You were in the mountains where it was cool, right?
That's right. I didn't know. Y'all kept saying it's so hot, it's going to be that way, be that way. I think I did the right thing by going where it was 68 degrees.
Well, the point was that this was the 3rd time you went somewhere. That was our point.
I know, but you got to remember, when you have a spouse that works in the school system, they get a limited amount of time to really take full breaks. So we take our break right at the beginning of June.
Well, couldn't you have taken a break without you?
No.
Really?
No, we've been going together since she was 12. I was 14.
Really? You're a stalker, then?
No.
Since 12 years old?
Yes, sir.
You were 14 and she was 12.
Yes, sir.
Now there's a story.
That's a story.
Now 14 and what grade was you in?
Is that 7th grade?
And she was 12.
She's in 5th.
She was in 5th grade.
Sweetheart.
Middle school, elementary school. I don't know about that, Earl. We think about that, Larry. I'm like, hey, I'm just saying. You put it out there, 14. I'm just saying.
Hey,
you know,
we were childhood sweethearts.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Childhood sweethearts.
I've known her over half my life.
And then you got married when?
86.
In 86. And you was already in the Army, or you were in the Army?
No, I was in the Army. Yeah, I went in 03 delayed entry program.
Okay. So now you met your wife here in North Carolina?
Cary. We grew up in Cary.
Okay.
And you're from where? West Virginia? What's the name of that town?
West by God, Virginia.
No, what's the name of the town?
Anstead, West Virginia.
Anstead, I
can remember the logo. Anstead, West Virginia?
Hold on. It's a quarterback.
No. Defensive back, Tom Probert, Atlanta Falcons.
I was close.
But also, on the Civil War side of things, guess who's also buried in Anstead?
You got me on that one.
Stonewall Jackson's mother is buried. His mother is buried in Anstead, West Virginia.
She's from West Virginia?
I don't know if she was. That's an interesting story how he ended up. But no, I don't think it was. But then it was ironic that I went to Fort Jackson, was stationed in Fort Jackson.
So was I.
And then his mom is buried in Anstead. So
that's cool.
Just a little trivia thing. A fun fact that you may not know about Glenn Young and Hal Nunn. So there you go.
All right, now.
If you were 14 and she was 12.
You still harping on it.
I'm just saying. Middle school and elementary kid.
Junior high. All right, here we go.
You were in junior high and she was in elementary school.
No.
By today's standard, she would be at like Scurlock.
It ain't today's
standard. You would be like at East Hoke High. You would be like at East Hoke Middle.
It ain't today's
standard. And she would have been at Scurlock. How did that work?
I got her and I kept her. Let's roll. Weather hot, but today is not too bad. The air in my Jeep keeps cutting in and out on me. I'm not going to say who's been working on it.
Go fix it, man.
I've been trying. I keep replacing.
But you know who can fix it for you?
Who's that?
Miller's Automotive, who is the sponsor of the race this Saturday.
That's right. I need to talk to Mr. Miller and see if he can, make some magic that some other people can't make. I'm not going to blast anybody too hard in town on the. But you got to get it right. If you're watching the show, you know who you are.
You could take the Billy Gomez Jr.
That's a long drive to get the car fixed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, take the Fast Eddie shot.
Where's this shot?
I don't know. We're sponsored by the Rock of Hoke. And with all these race car drivers, I'm sure there's somebody out there that can fix your AC, man.
If you're out there, hit me up on Facebook.
Fred Prosperi.
I'll be willing to give you a shot at it.
I'm just saying, bring it to the race on Saturday. Say, hey guys.
Because currently, no one's been able to get it working correctly.
That's what I'm gonna start doing. When your car needs some work on it, just pull it to the races.
Parking one of the
spots and say, hey guy, can you fix this real quick? I'm just saying, they might do it.
Hey, it's getting ready. I think it's getting ready to storm.
In the 90s all week, chance of thunderstorms, 90, low 70, 71, 60, all the way out to Wednesday of next week.
Man.
Where then there's another chance of storms. So guess what? It's the middle of summer, it's hot.
Yep. Well, we're edging toward the end.
Well, you're getting close to the fall, so I mean, you're in the middle spot. So I mean,
What else we got?
What can you do about it?
News-wise
News-wise,
stuff. I got all kinds of stuff.
news. Where do we begin? First, let me start with the tragedy that went on in Franklinton this week.
Louisiana?
No, in
Not that one?
Franklin County, where the woman was killed at the ATM.
Oh, yes.
Domestic abuse involved in that. She was a concealed carry, had a weapon on her, shot at her estranged boyfriend, who was her named stalker. He beat on her, he was arrested, he kidnapped her. All these things that led up to this, and they couldn't get this guy off the street. So she's at the ATM, he rolls up on her, confronts her, she shoots at him, apparently misses, and then he chases her down and shoots her in the face. So that was tragic.
I don't know if there's anything you can physically do about that, especially as a female. When you know, the only thing I can say is, God rest her soul, I pray for her family.
Yeah.
Maybe the females, when they get these permits, they need to continually do some training and get a little bit more, you know.
From the permit side, well, the whole backstory involved is all the abuse that led up to this, and nobody could step in prior to, from, you know, all kind of warrants on this guy. This guy was arrested. He had held a knife to her throat repeatedly. He had beat her. I mean, that's the sad part. Is something couldn't have been done prior to this.
I think there's the judicial system needs to be fixed somewhere on that
And
side.
it is quoted, her ex-husband, you know, quoted just that the judicial system failed her.
Oh.
When you go down there and you get warrants on a guy, on a domestic abuser, you go to get a concealed carry, she goes through that, gets a weapon. All these cries for help. Clearly labeled, this guy had a history like, you know, as long as you're armed.
About like
And
the
they
dude
couldn't
in
get him off the
California
street
probably,
prior.
yeah. Our judicial system is definitely messed up. And I thoughts and prayers to her and to her family, but I think we need to relook at some of these laws, especially on when you go out and get a restraining order against somebody.
Yeah, a restraining order, now, of my thing, they couldn't get this guy off the street.
Hey, Glenn.
Now, here's, hang on though, oh, what you got?
Hold on.
The next thing.
Hold on. Kids will have AC when school starts.
Well, you know, who wrote that story?
We knew it 2 weeks ago.
Who wrote the story though?
Catherine Shepard.
All right, so Catherine Shepard's on the spot is saying the school will have AC when school starts. We reported last week that the school does have AC. But you know what? On 24 August, that's when we'll
see.
know.
The 10th.
24 August is the first day of school. That's when we're gonna know. You know? But it really doesn't matter if they have AC now. There's nobody in school.
No. Well, there are people working there.
Well, yeah, but not students.
But there's people working in the school.
Yeah, to get it
Doesn't have to
ready,
be a
no
student.
question.
I mean, there's people
Well,
in the
it
school.
doesn't have to be a student, but it matters when it's a student on 24 August.
I think it
and they
matters
have
even when
AC.
the workers are there. You better have some AC when
Well, I
the
mean,
employees are there these days.
You would think so, but I mean, different parallel stories.
What else you got?
No,
I
you
know
talk
we're
about
running up
kids.
close.
Here's the next thing. When we're talking about weapons, last week at the gun show, guy shot himself. You know, as a soldier, and you've been in the military too, the biggest thing is becomes muscle memory. Put the weapon on safe,
Clear.
drop the magazine, lock the bolt to the rear. Put the weapon on safe, drop the magazine, lock the bolt to the rear.
Was it drop the magazine?
No, put the weapon on safe,
Okay.
drop the magazine, lock the bolt to the rear. Becomes muscle memory.
Almost. Well, we used to have to put them,
the thing about it,
take it apart.
It transcends
without
whether
looking
you're
at it.
using, whether you got an AR, an M4, or whether you just got a semi-automatic pistol.
Right.
You know, and so he shoots himself in the car while he's waiting to go into the gun show. So now you got these clearing barrels as you before you go in and stuff like that. So you could have cleared it. But what gets me is, how well do you know your weapon?
That's what.
If you're a concealed carry owner, if you are a weapons owner, you have an obligation, I feel, to know your weapon.
I agree.
And so when I read these stories, it's almost funny. It's almost funny that he shoots himself, but it's not, because he could have killed himself.
He
killed
killed
someone
somebody.
else. Right. So it's always funny when I see that, and I'm like, you know, you got to know your weapon. So that's the main things that gets me going this week when you talk about the shootings, and then of course the one in Cincinnati where the cop shot the guy in the head.
It's unbelievable what's going on right now in the country. But in Hal's opinion, it's not the gun. You don't need to go after all the people who do it the right way. We need somehow to find these people and get them out of their hands. If they got some histories of mental illness or something like that, we need to figure that one out.
Well, we're gonna talk more about that when we come back.
News.
Because I want to continue that point that you just made about the mental health story. You're watching What's Happening Hoke show, What's Happening Hoke podcast, 2950 Lindsay Road. We'll be right back.